Hello there, everybody. Happy New Year. Hello, Angela. How are you doing?
Doing really good.
All right. So we got Curtis a little twisted out there. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see everybody starting to slide in. You saying it's 60 degrees there?
Yes, it's about 60 degrees here. It's 56 to be exact. And we're supposed to get
It's
all this cold
44.
weather coming in. And so far, it's still pretty warm, amazingly. Like we would have these warm temperatures at the end of December. At least we got rain. And it was warm enough that this Saturday, I was able to go out for a bicycle ride, 60-degree
Wow.
weather. And it was just like spring.
I don't know if I can get it in front of the camera. Look at my little pendulum.
Ooh, that's a
You get
nice
it in
one.
front of my face. It's got
Oh,
little crystals in it and stuff. Yeah.
it's very pretty.
So,
It almost
but
looks like
anyway.
blood.
Yeah, it's got all kinds of little crystals in it. I don't know what kind of crystals are in it, but it's all different types. But yeah, we'll twist it. Yeah, it's cold up here. It's 44. Feels colder than that. But so yeah.
I'll finish up on a painting, and I don't remember if I told you this or told people in the show that I did have a disembodied voice of a little girl that started about a couple weeks ago in the house. I was alone, and she was trying to sing, hum, and then she started coming through my equipment. And I noticed her in one of my paintings, and like she actually went into one of my paintings like it was a virtual reality for her, and I was so surprised to see that. So then I created this other painting that's just for her, and I told her it's a safe place where she can go in heaven, and she could just go into the painting and she'll cross over. So I blessed and I asked heaven to use that as a portal for her way to crossing over. And then she came over the spirit box and said, and both to me, one of my spirit guides, come with me. So I did a meditation, and we all three of us, we just took her and walked her into the painting, and it crossed her over that way.
Wow.
And she's very, very happy. I haven't heard from her since. She's no longer coming through my equipment. I can feel that she's no longer around, and she's crossed over. She's not speaking anymore. It was kind of funny because one of my spirit guides, who's spirit friends, Friedrich, who's German, but he is so amazing. He's like an all around dad to every kid, every spirit child that comes around, and he was so sweet to her, and he was so nice to her. I mean, you can tell he was like he's when I first started working the painting, he says you can just jump right in. You can just jump right in. I'll come with you. So, but yeah, the painting's done. Oh, I don't know if you can see this on here, but see all the flowers, and you can see the path and the water and kind of an arbor with ivy growing on it, and you got the hills and the sky in the background, and you got the sort of like a bridge with water, and then you also have like the path that's kind of flowing into water, and the bridge kind of going into the water, so because she really liked water and flowers, and so she is
Awesome.
all crossed over now.
Awesome. That's nice.
Yeah, I'm glad to help a spirit like that and help her cross over. So that
Little
felt.
twist that she loves it.
Oh, thank you. Now, whoever gets that painting, they'll just have to respect the fact that spirits can use it to cross over now. So if they want to leave, you can just tell them, hey, that painting is a safe space in heaven. You can go, and this they can just as they get near the painting, the portal to heaven will open up, and they can just go walk the path, and they just
Oh, that's pretty cool.
go. And
That's
I'm,
right, Curtis. Don't forget the like button. Thank you.
yeah, don't
Kathy
forget.
says it's a beautiful painting too.
Thank you so very, very much. And I'll be starting another one shortly, and I'll be bring it with me on the psychic fairs are coming up, and so other people can see it, and I'll have art on display. And it's quite interesting. We've had storms that moved in yesterday, and just lots and lots and lots of wind. Lots of wind, lots of rain. Supposedly, our drought is officially over with all the rain that we're getting. We didn't quite make up for all the rain that we didn't get, but we are finally at normal, normal rain levels for December now. So that's good, and we can now not have to worry about making trips to get water. Yeah, that type of thing. That's right.
Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know the routine as we are talking. You want your name in the pot for rune reading? Go ahead and put your name out there. Welcome, Natalie. Welcome, Curtis. I miss
Hi,
my Curtis
Natalie.
chicken. She says, beautiful, gigantic flowers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, the weather's been it's been cold up here. It's really breezy up here, so yes. So what else have you been working on? Anything particular?
Well, I've been kind of resting and meditating, working on my clear audience because I've been hearing more often, and also learning to work more with the equipment and things like that, and how can I be more creative in using it. Um, and I've had more voices coming through. Here, I had more EVPs come through at my house. I had one that is a male that is around me all the time, and he does have a kind of a deep voice. And I had a voice in the background, was home alone. You hear a male voice say Catholic moon. It's very clear. And then on GhostTube, an image of the Virgin Mary came through. And of course, in Catholicism, Mary is considered like the moon because she is a reflection of the sun, and the sun is like Jesus. So she is like the moon to Jesus, and in the Bible, she's the one with the moon under her feet. And so it made a lot of sense, and that this person would send me that image. Then right next to my bed, it was totally silent, and I thought I would just go ahead and just try my EVP recorder because when I work with equipment, I want to make sure that I understand which sounds are not paranormal, so I get used to hearing what sounds are paranormal, and so I can discount those and then find out what is, and so I can keep working with the equipment, get more familiar with it. And I was doing that and sitting in complete silence on my bed, and a very deep male voice came over the recording and said, "Come." And when he said "come," this image came up on GhostTube of this palace in the desert. And so the next day, I started talking to this male that kept coming through to try to identify himself. He called himself UC, and he says he was a bodyguard of mine when I was in the Babylon royal family about 530 BCE. So that I would have been the wife of the last Babylonian king, according to him. And that King Cyrus the Great came through and ended his reign. And went because I remembered a past life from that time frame where our palace was destroyed. Like it was the battering ram. I could hear the pounding. There were men racing to the front. And I know my husband didn't come back from war, and I'm like, oh no, I need to have troops. So I kept sending message out like to anybody that would help us. And there was this huge crash. I heard it, and then these volleys of arrows came through. More men came rushing forward. More arrows came through, and it got very constricted because there was so much of humanity that was trying to fight against the invading force. And I had an arrow go through my shoulder, and it hurt. I kept saying, "Fight, keep fighting." And I remember I would get glimpses of that past life, like growing up. Like I was really well cared for, and I had toys, and we had giant rugs, and we had wonderful robes and just beautiful rich colors, and I remember that I was taught to read, and I learned accounting. I learned a whole lot of. I was very highly educated, and I actually ran things at the time. I actually kind of ran everything like a business. And if you look up history and you look up the wife of the last Babylonian king, I think she was called Nesbarit. She was credited with a lot of building projects, a lot of economic reform, economic stimulus package that she put out there in ancient Babylon. We're talking about, incredibly long time ago, thousands of years ago, right? And she was crucial to Babylon's economic success. And then her husband uh, actually kind of went against the grain when it came to religion, and it created some controversy and division. And then you have Cyrus the Great coming and taking over Babylon, and instituting his own religious tolerance and things like that. Very interesting, and he gave direct intelligence response, like what year was this, when was this, did you send me the picture of the palace, was I this person? And I was starting looking all this information up when he was telling me, and I'm saying, was I this person? And he says yes. He would give me direct answers, like, and super intelligent, like immediate responses over a spirit box. And I was just I was blown away. I'm like, no way, no way, no way. That's like shocked me. I'm still trying to figure it out because it still kind of blows my mind. If because I was in a royal family, and I knew my ancestor was from India, my distant ancestors at that time, and I remember reading cuneiform when I was especially, and I started learning it when I was a little girl. And I somehow recognized the names of cuneiform of my husband, and then his father's name and so forth for whatever reason. But interesting that the spirit is making those claims. That ties in with some dreams of a past life that I had, that I believe was from a past life from that time frame, and he's validating that, and he gives all this information out there, and it's like, wow, that's quite shocking. That's what, 530 BCE. That's in excess of what, 3,000 years.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And like, I hardly didn't, it's like all I remember. If that was what he was referring to, that's about all I remember of it. But I just remember that I came away from that line thinking, well, I better, if there's a next time for me, and if I'm in some sort of position of power, I'm going to know how to fight and defend myself. It kind of put me on that path.
Wow, that's crazy. First up is Kathy. Kathy Donato. Welcome, Kathy. Nice to
Hi,
have you
Kathy.
there.
All right, Kathy, let's do a room reading. And if you have any specific questions, then you please let me know too. We can ask the runes. Okay, so Kathy. So the first rune I got for you is Rytho. So Rytho is the rune of the right journey, the right decisions. It's the wheel on Odin's chariot that's going across the sky. Um, I'm getting off of this like a sense of honor, like integrity, like you've always been very good about holding to a certain moral principle, a very clear delineation between what's right and wrong, and you followed what you believe is right and have been true to yourself. And the runes are acknowledging that. The next rune I got for you, and I'm also being told, like, this is how you guide your decision making. Does this seem right, or this is wrong? Is this right or wrong? And next rune I got for you is Algis. So Algis is the rune of sanctuary, protection, rest. And you can see it can represent a tree, but it also is usually representing deer antlers here. What I'm getting off of this is protection, is because you've been staying and determined to stick with what is right, and using a strong moral compass, a strong delineation between right and wrong, because you stood by what is right. You are protected. Okay, that kind of thinking and that basis and that decision making has protected you from people who would want to undermine you. So understand that makes you safe from people who would ever do harm to you. The next rune I got, this is Kenya. So Kenya's is the rune of intuition. It is the guiding light in darkness. What I'm being told is that you need to keep following that light. When you're making these decisions and you're sticking by what you feel or what is known that is right and you're basing your decision, you are actually following God's light. And that I'm being told by the runes that you keep following that light. You are very well protected by the other side, and also by putting out this energy and following what is right and doing only what is right, you are actually able to stay in the right energy that protects you, where people cannot bring any type of accusations against you. They can't use anything to tear you down with because they have nothing to work with. You haven't done anything wrong that they can poke at or pull apart. So stay the course according to the runes.
Interesting. All right, next up is Natalie. She says, I'm going
Natalie.
about to ask about the outlook at my work, please, and thank you.
All right. Natalie, this asks about the outlook of work runes. Okay. Natalie. So, Natalie, what do we have as an outlook? Well, the first rune I got was blank. Okay, so the first rune I got is Ansus. Ansus. So Ansus is wisdom. What I'm getting from this rune is that you need to be very observant and you need to apply wisdom to the situation. So applies wisdom to your decision making. I'm also getting the message to look at the big picture. What's going on with the big picture as far as your career and as that company as a whole? What is going on with them? And base your decisions on what you learned from that. Next rune I got is Wunyo. So Wunyo is peace, joy, new beginnings. Everything is fair weather. I'm getting, from a work career perspective, it's like you solidly have this career. You solidly have a job. It's like you're a valuable person and you have job security. And you're held in high esteem by your employer, whether they show that to you or not. You're actually held in high esteem and considered a quite valuable person. The next rune I got for you, this is Ingwas. So Ingwas is the rune of the father protector, the rune of the god Ingwas, the father of the household. So I'm seeing strong protection around you. It's like your position is protected. It's like you're not going to be going down in your position, but I don't see going up, but I see protection around you. Like you're an essential person that your company cannot afford to lose. And so with this type of protection, that you make sure that you make your decisions appropriately. So use wisdom to guide your decision making in your career. And so something like that, knowing that you're in a very secure position, it might be a good time to do a little bit more to kind of move yourself up and forward in that position.
Linda Judd. Past President Jimmy Carter died on Sunday, along with my sweetheart Carl. How is Carl doing?
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that,
Sorry to
Carl's
hear that,
mom.
Linda.
Yeah, I know he was battling a number of health issues, and it's just unfortunate that he passed. But let's ask the runes, how is Carl? Do we have any message from Carl on the other side of these runes over here? Okay. All good. This is algae, so this means sanctuary. This means what I'm feeling is that he is at this very moment just taking the time to rest from all that he's been through. He's just like enjoying this. I actually see a scene of him like sitting in a chair, and it looks like he's watching a sunset. It looks like he's in these beautiful surroundings. It looks like there's a lot of grass. I see beautiful sky, and I hear an ocean. Like I hear ocean waves coming up in the shore, and he's just enjoying that peace right now. The next room I have is Iwas. So Iwas is the rune of communication, death, and regeneration. What I got is that I get the impression that Carl has every intention of communicating with you. He has every intention. He plans on reaching out to you. Right now, he doesn't know when, but he has every intention of communicating to you and opening that line of communication. I'm being told that he's actually working on a message to send you. Now, I don't know what form that message is going to take, but it feels like he's going to send you a message. And I don't know how he's going to present that yet. I don't know if he's going to present it in a dream or whether he's going to do it through signs or whether he's going to appear to you. But I get the impression that that he definitely wants to make sure to send you a message. The next rune I got is Wunyo. So Wunyo is joy and peace, new beginnings, happiness. So he is completely content. And I get the impression from him, he says he sees that you are safe. He's very pleased that you are safe. That's his first priority, to make sure that you're safe. He said he's always felt like that he's always been responsible for making you safe and providing some sort of protection and making sure that you are always safe from harm. He feels like he's always had that obligation to you. And he's saying to me that look for a message from him, but he is using the sun, or using the sun as a symbol, as a message from him. So there's something to do with the sun that he's going to send to you as a message. So you might want to look in your dreams, look up at the sun in your dreams, and you might receive a message from Carl. I don't know when he's going to send it, but he plans to incorporate the sun somehow into his message.
Oh, nice reading. Next up, Barbara.
Barbara. All right, Barbara. Let's take a look here. Okay, so Barbara, the first rune I got for you is algae, which is sanctuary, protection, and actually, this is what I'm getting for you, Barbara. I'm actually seeing angels like surrounding you and protecting you. So I'm seeing at least 4 or 5 angels that are surrounding you and protecting you at this time, and like they're joining hands and surrounding you. Okay, and I also feel there's something to do with the painting that I sent to you. I'm being told that painting, yes, it was meant for you, but they are asking, the angels are asking me to tell you, so you can use that painting as a way to leave the body, so to journey through the astral to the other side as a safe space to go, because that painting is about doorways and gateways and using the key, and like you are the key to that other side. So you can just set your intention and then focus on one part of the painting in your mind and focus on that, and then you will suddenly be there in the painting, and you could just explore and just meet family members and ask them to show you what they need to show you on the other side, and go ahead and ask your questions. So the next rune I show for you is Isa. So Isa is a rune of ice. When I see this, it either means patience or rest or delay. So I'm feeling a delay of the relationship that you want to have. There's been a delay. But I'm also being told that take this time to focus on yourself and your abilities and learn to practice your abilities. So practice those exercises that exercises your psychic abilities to expand your consciousness. Take the time to do that so you can get your answers, questions in different ways. And by doing so, you might experience more clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, and having them occur more often, and you'd have even more clarity and focus. And I've even been told that you're able to affect things with your abilities, so affect outcomes with your abilities without people realizing it. The next room, next room's blank. I'm going to go to the last room then, since we got a blank one. So this one is Manas. So Manas is the rune of wisdom, intellect, also the bridge from this world to the spirit world, and vice versa. There's a couple of things going on. So in this world, to develop your spiritual, your psychic gifts, but also you're sitting down and making concrete plans for yourself in this world. Okay, so making those plans, making those steps, and actually taking action on those steps that you wrote down. And but the other world wants to involve itself with these, so the heavenly world, and so you can use that painting. You can go to the other side. You can visit with your family on the other side, visit heaven, and get your questions answered. Come back, and whenever time you make that journey and come back, you'll find that your gifts have increased, and ask them to teach you what else you can do with your abilities. Ask heaven. So when you make this journey, ask heaven for what you want, and make sure you might want to write down what they tell you when you get out of your meditation or your rest, or however you're going to use, or whatever state you're going to be in to make that journey in. And that way you have a track record of what you're learning, and then from there you can figure out what do you want to do or achieve or ask next. Okay, and let's see, we have some
Really
more
interesting. Cassie A.
Okay, Kathy A. Let's take a look here. Oh, let's get these new ones. These are pretty ones. Okay, Kathy A. First rune I got for you. Kenya's the rune of. This is the rune of wisdom. This is the rune of intuition. And I'm feeling that you're very intellectually heavy. It's like you're very analytical and you're very much in this world. But there is an intuition there that you do have. So you do have some sort of intuitive ability. And the runes are telling you it's time for you to explore that part of yourself, to explore your intuition, and to learn how to use it, learn how to expand it, learn what your abilities are. And the next rune I got for you is Othala. So Othala is family, it's DNA, it's inheritance, it's wealth, but it's also oneness, like human destiny, the universe, like all of destiny. I got with this. This rune is telling me that this is something that's been passed down in your family. And usually if I see this, it's the mother's line. Okay, so because this is a female rune. So you have some intuitive ability that you've actually inherited that's been passed down through your lineage for many generations of women. And this is a gift. So if you go back in your past and start asking questions, did grandma, great grandma, did they have any intuitive abilities? Did they have any paranormal experiences? Or they have experience they can't explain? You might be surprised at what comes up. The next rune I got is Ingwas. So Ingwas is the rune of boundaries, protection, and also is the god of the household. So it's very protective. This rune is telling me that you need to create a safe space for yourself to explore your intuition with and create strong boundaries. So make sure you make your intentions clear. When you're first doing these types of explorations with your intuition, there may be beings out there that don't have your best good. So you want to make sure to keep those beings away and make sure you delineate only those beings that are from heaven, that God sent me for my highest and best good, are allowed to communicate with me and to teach me how to use my abilities. And of course, you can look up some meditations online, but there are ways that you can expand your consciousness. There's one meditation where, in a deeply relaxed state, you imagine very small. Imagine that you're able to visualize your cells in your body down to the atoms, all the way down to where there is nothing, and then go the opposite way. Go expand beyond your body to the room, to the outdoors, to the planets, to the stars, to the solar system, as far out as you can, and then bring it back down again. And that's a good first step to expanding your intuition, and you can progress from there. And of course, on my Facebook page, I do give little tips and hints for other psychics. So if you want to go to my Facebook page, I do these little videos every Sunday that you can watch. It gives little tips for other psychics and how to develop your intuition and what meditations you can use.
That's amazing. Yeah, a little twisted's up next.
All right, little twisted. Me. All right, little twisted. Oh, I got a bunch of runes just came out here. So the first rune I got is I was. This rune is saying, calm down. Calm down. This is Isa. So Isa is the rune of ice. It's patience, it's delay. But this rune is saying, you're too wound up. Calm down. Calm down. Is take a breath, calm down. We need to calm down right now. This is what this rune is telling me. And it's kind of made it a kind of a teasing, joking sort of way. The rune's coming across with like some humor with that. Hey, calm down. Be centered. Be centered. There's a time to be centered. And I'm actually giving the image of like, do you remember the Tasmanian devil that would kind of run around and
Yeah.
the cartoons? Like that's the image I'm getting. It's like what I feel like where you're at right now is like everywhere, all over the place. It's time to calm down. And the next rune I got for you is Wunyo. So Wunyo is the rune of joy, fair weather. Everything is good, peaceful. And I know there's a sense of peace. Like there is peace planned for you, like a long period of rest, of just kicking back and relax. And it's made just for you, but calm yourself down now and focus and get yourself into that mindset. Allow you to give yourself the permission to experience peace and that calm. And when it comes to you, right, it's going to manifest in your life in a big way. So you'd have time to relax, take some time off for yourself, and really slow down a bit because I feel like you need that rest. And the next rune is Yara. So Yara is the rune of harvest. It's the 1 year mark. And what I'm getting off of this is like this is a gift from the other side. So this time of peace is coming up for you. It's a gift from the other side. I do see what I'm seeing is like a dark sky, like with a little bit of a sunrise coming up, and I see like a beach. But this is very positive. It's like a very relaxing experience. It's sort of like that peaceful night where you hear the crickets and the water, and you just get that time to yourself, and you can see the stars. It's that kind of feeling that I feel that is coming up in your future. But you need to welcome that and appreciate that and initiate that in your life by focusing for peace here first.
Really good. Really good. Next up, Nilda. Will I be taking a trip to the other country for my spiritual journey?
Okay, Nilda Gonzalez. That's the rule. So Nilda will be taking a trip to another country for spiritual journey. Let's take a look here. See what the rune say. First rune that pops up was Uru. So this is the rune of strength, of iron. This is also the drizzling rain. Um, what I'm being told by this rune, it's not certain yet. It's not yet been solidified whether you'll be going to another country or not. But what I'm being shown with this rune, that there's a certain work that you have to do within yourself here before you travel anywhere else. That means going and doing some inward work, looking inside, and also looking to the other side as well. I'm being told to make sure that you focus on a meditation where you're visualizing a starry sky at night, and that you want to leave out through here, through your third eye, and go up into the stars as part of your meditation so you can communicate with your angels and your higher self and come back with information so you can start working on yourself first before you start working on going other places. It feels like heaven wants to work on you first before you take that next step. So the next rune is just Nadis. So Nadis is the rune of basics. It's a rune of survival. I got from this rune, Nadis, is that the runes are saying it's best to focus on your needs and what's essential, what's important for you right now in this life, as opposed to focusing on other and bigger projects. More now is the time to get your own personal life in order, get things organized, work on you, and just make this life that you have right now, your dated life, day-to-day life as best as you can make it each day. The next rune, let's see, I got is Gabo. So Gabo is gift. Um, this rune is telling me, so if you work on yourself and you're taking care of yourself, you've made progress where spirit needs you to make spiritually in your own life as it is right now, then it looks like there is a journey in the future, but only if you do the work on you first.
Interesting. Sam Quentin.
Sam Clinton. All right, Sam. Let's see what we got here for you. What the runes say. So this rune, this is Ewas. This is the rune of journey, traveling. I do get a sense of a journey here, and I see road. And I see traveling by car. I do see some sort of journey, and it feels necessary, and it feels like a trip that you're not quite looking forward to. It feels more job related, but it actually turns out to be something that the other side is arranged for you to have because it's going to turn out more than what you expect. Okay, so in the next room, I got this is Nadis. So Nadis is the rune of basic needs, survival. This can also be stress. This is that situation. This feels like more of a mix of stress. It feels like you've got some stress. I feel like I got tightness in my chest. Like I've got a lot of stress going on in my life. But this rune is saying you can overcome it. I'm getting the impression off of the runes is like you practice your deep breathing and meditation and just practice some very little visual exercises, just some little small changes you can make to improve that situation so you're not feeling as stressed. The next rune I got is Gabo. So Gabo is gift, and I got that spirit world uses this trip that you're going to make, or this road trip, or whatever it may be. It feels like it's work related. That first you're not looking forward to, but it ends up turning out to be more of a spiritual experience and a spiritually rewarding and teaching experience for you. It feels unexpectedly good, and it's actually a gift from the other side. That the other side is using that journey as a teaching moment for you.
Interesting. Next up, Mariana. Mariana.
Mariana. Okay, Mariana. Let's see what we got. Mariana. Okay. So for 2005 for Mariana, at the exact same rune, starting out, and this is a different rune set. This is Ewas. Okay, the rune of journey, traveling. So I do see a lot of travel, and it's like a lot of trips. And it feels like a lot of short trips in your future, like lots and lots of short trips. It feels like things pick up for you and you're making a lot of these short trips, and it feels business related. It feels like you're making a lot of short trips because it's something that you want to do, but it's more career or business related. The next rune I got is Land Goose. This is the rune of growth, flow, life. I got is like what's coming up for 2025. It feels more satisfying, and it feels like you're in a flow, and it's a flow of I'm getting into this new routine now. It's a little faster pace for me, and I actually like it, and I'm getting into the flow with things, and this is actually a good experience for me. The next rune I got for you is Tiwaz. So Tiwaz this is Odin's spear and is pointing towards the North Star, and this is the rune of victory. This is also oath taking, also the guidance from above. And I got a sense of victory here from this. It feels like to me that you end up taking charge or moved into a higher position where you are more in charge and have more responsibility. And you find that you're actually more suited for that role. And it's very satisfying for you.
Awesome. Let's see here. Curtis.
All right, Curtis. Looks like you have on the screen Shell Pack.
Yeah, that's his last name.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get Curtis first. All right, Curtis. Let's see what the runes say. So the first rune I got for you is Degas. So Degas is the rune of enlightenment, clarity, and it's the sun at its maximum height in the sky. So Degas. We actually get the word day from this rune. What I'm getting off of this is that you do have a lot of clarity of what you want and what you think, what direction you should be heading in with that, because it feels like there's a goal that you have in mind. And it's like you have a picture in your head what it's supposed to look like. It's very clear for you. But right now there's so many obstacles in the way. You're not sure how this can possibly materialize. At this point, it seems like, or it feels like there's a lot in the way, and you're like, how am I going to make this happen? So the next rune I got is Land Goose. Land Goose is, this rune is telling me to let it go for now, and it will start happening. You will start to see support coming into your life. You start to see opportunities, and you start seeing supplies. You start seeing ways of making this happen. Okay, but it's going to be provided for you, because you already put that out to the universe. This is what you want, and this is what you desire, and it's a good goal, and they're totally supporting it on the other side, so they're going to make it happen. Now, this rune is Helgelas. So Helgelas is chaos, it's destruction, but it's also transformation. It represents the hailstone. And what I'm getting off of this is that you know what direction to go, even though there doesn't seem to be a direction, right? It seems like everything is kind of shrouded and unclear, but you feel what direction to go. It's like you have this one sliver of to guide you with, like this one sliver of light to guide you with, and you are just following it, sort of like a sailor that's at sea, and all you can see is ocean around you, and you need to have your bearings, but you're able to gain your bearings just by using the instrumentation that you have with you, and to kind of guide you through to where you need to be. I feel like you're going through a rough patch right now, but things will come together for you.
Wow. All right. Next up says casting. May I ask a question? You gone to everyone else. When I get my inheritance soon.
Okay, let's check on that. So I'm going to use the rose quartz rooms, and let's see. Kathy Donato, where'd she get her inheritance? Okay, so I got Manas. So Manas is the bridge from the spirit world to our world. It's a Bifrost bridge. This is also wisdom. And I'm getting the impression of a lot of chaos over this inheritance, don't you? It just, the way that's being presented to me, it's like child scribble, where all this chaos is all around it. But this rune is telling me is that use wisdom. I'm being so to just watch. Don't try to take control of things. Just watch things as they unfold. And you'll learn from your observations what the outcome will be. The next rune I got is Degas. So Degas is clarity. All right, so this is the wisdom, this is enlightenment, this is the sun at the absolute height of its power in the sky. What I'm getting from this soon, it will crystallize all of that scribble, all that chaos is going to go away. It's going to be delineated on who gets what, and it's going to be very clear. Okay. And then the next rune I got is Tiwaz. So Tiwaz is the rune of victory, oath, promise. So I'm actually being shown that you do get an inheritance. You do get an inheritance. There's something about something that was promised to you. Okay, something that was promised to you, and whoever promised it to, they feel like they have made it very clear that it's in writing somewhere, and that becomes crystal clear, and there's no disputing that this part of the inheritance belongs to you. So you will get inheritance, right? You will get, I don't know if you'll get the entire thing, but there is definitely something set aside for you that you are supposed to have, and it's going to be given to you. You just have to wait for the dust, the chaos to settle, and you don't have to do anything at this point.
Also, Natalie wants to know about her past life as an Aztec priest.
Okay, let's ask about Natalie's as an Aztec priest. Okay, so then I'll use these runes. The first rune I got is blank. So let's go to the next rune. So I got Berkana. So Berkana is the rune of protection, it's prosperity. What I'm getting from this, I'm getting the impression that you were, as a priest, you were very worried. You felt like you had a responsibility to the people more so than the king at the time. It felt felt very worried for them. It felt like, how am I going to be able to take care of these people? How am I going to perform my priestly duties? Because it felt like the king was always an obstacle to you. And it's like you're trying to fulfill your spiritual duty, your obligation to people and to your people as a whole. But the king, I felt like, kept making his own edicts, making his own religious and spiritual decisions, what he thought was best spiritually, and that kept trying to undo or interfere with what you were trying to do. So the next rune I got is Gabo. So Gabo is gift. Okay. So this rune is saying that the other side, and particularly the Aztec, okay, groups, they are grateful for your humility. I'm being told that the priesthood was more of an upper class echelon, and that your humility is greatly recognized and appreciated for what you did back there. And it was a struggle to get through that. But your lesson from that life was how to deal with some very difficult people that are above you and that are in power, that you're in a power struggle with. And you've learned from that experience, and you're applying that now.
Wow. Another quick hour go by again. Next something.
Oh my gosh, so fast, so fast. Like boom, 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 fast, 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 right? Because all these meetings were coming very, very quickly for me.
Yeah. Well, we want to wish you all a happy new year and a safe one from the Bigfoot Outlaw family to yours. What do you say, Angela?
Yes, have a happy, happy new year. Stay in that positive energy. And of course, make sure that you are always helping yourself. Don't get down. Don't get down because it's been a tough year. 2024 was tough. I'm not going to lie. It was tough. It's a tough year for everybody. But always visualize that the sun is always in your spirit, that heaven is always looking out for you, and just trust that heaven will take care of you and teach you and guide you in this new year.
That's right. Good night, everybody. Godspeed.
Good
Bye.
night.